Welcome back to Kyle's Garage. Today, I'm hopefully getting this engine and transmission into this Austin-Healey, and with any luck, taking it for a spin. The reason for that is there is a cruise tomorrow, and all of the colors are changing, and I really want to go out and drive a fall color tour in this Roadster. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull it off, but I'm definitely going to try, and that means I'm going to put in a bunch of work today. It's all going to start with the water pump on the front of this engine. The distributor has changed because I've got some parts in the mail, and then slide the whole thing in. I know we're going to hit some hurdles. I don't know what they are, but hang around, find out, and let's see if we can go for a drive. All right, so here on the front end of the motor, if you remember this water pump, the nose of it was all shot, the bushings and bearings. The front end of this are garbage, so that one's going away. Got a new one in the mail. It is nice and tight, no play, and I expect this one to serve me well for a while, so we'll stick a gasket on it, get it bolted into place. This is one of those parts that there's nothing real special going on here. You just kind of have to put it on and bolt it in. Cinch everything down a little bit. There's this small little fitting here, and that tube goes in between the water pump and the cylinder head. Actually, I'm going to take my words back. You know what's going to be easier? If I take this off. Put a little lube on that one. Already tastes like antifreeze. There, we got that hose lined up. So there, our fresh water pump is installed. Of course, can tap on our new, well, our refinished pulley. All right, so we've got that on. We'll go ahead and stick the alternator right next to it. Now I've got the front drive all assembled, my generator's in place, my water pump's installed, everything's tightened down. I've got the belt tension properly so it's not going to chew up the water pump bushing. I'm going to turn my attention to the distributor, and the reason is because this distributor burned a set of points a while back, and I do have the option. I could just put a new set of points in it and everything would probably be fine. But what I want to do with this car is be able to toss the keys to anyone I know and have them go out and drive it. So I'm trying to smooth over some of that, and that is why I'm upgrading to a Pertronix electronic distributor. This is going to have a Hall effect sensor inside of it, so essentially a magnetic pickup instead of a points-based breaker system. And this is going to probably make for a little bit easier starting, maybe a little bit more reliable. In the grand scheme of things, it's probably a wash. I'm not getting more power or anything like that. This particular application, I do want to upgrade to an electronic distributor. So I'm going to break the vacuum line off of this and get this distributor out of the way, and I'll show you getting this one installed. There you can see the points are pretty burned up. Had to file those a couple times, so what we're going to do is remove the points by actually taking the entire distributor out of there. It's interesting to me that this is run as a hard line for the vacuum advance. We're going to have to go away from that, but I think we'll be able to utilize a handful of the other things. So we want rotor pointing down for number 1. And I actually have the engine at top dead center right now to make this a little bit easier for timing it when everything comes back. Stick a cap over the top of it. One of the things I find fascinating about this setup here is if you look real close, there's a big side and a little side. That pin for the drive is actually off center. So you kind of can't screw it up. Within reason, I guess. While we're here, we'll go ahead and clean a few things. So we'll take this distributor plate off. So we've got that sunk in there. Nice and tight. And with the distributor stabbed in, we've reached the point where I've just got to take the shifter back out, but I've got everything assembled on the engine, or as assembled as it needs to be to go back in the car. So I'm going to start retracing my steps a good bit to make sure that I've got everything that I need to reconnect reconnected. But I'm going to pick this up with the crane, start settling it back into the car, and hopefully it all goes nice and smooth. Got the engine in, we've got the front motor mount bolts lined up and at least started. I've got to jack underneath the rear of the car, pick it up enough that I can get to the transmission mount and get that all set in place. And then it's going to be wiring the distributor, making a couple other fiddly electrical connections here, there, and set the cooling system back up. And we should be headed for success. So we'll get everything connected back up. Trying to do a little bit of a tune-up while I'm kind of doing everything else that's going on under the hood. And one of the things that I noticed was how absolutely grungy these air filters were. I mean, just look at this. So I thought there's no reason to put those back in. All right, so I've got everything all connected and I'm gonna try starting it for the first time. Went ahead, filled the coolant. So I'm gonna pull the choke out and lock it. And then we'll let the fuel pump catch up for a moment here and see if it starts. I think our timing might be just far enough off. So what I'm thinking is it's a little bit too far advanced, if I had to guess. So what I'm gonna do is try to turn in the same direction that it's rotating. Let's see. Yep. So I want to clock it counterclockwise, ever so slightly. It did not start, something is off. And I'm a little frustrated, I'm a little burned out, so I'm gonna call it a night and come back and look at it tomorrow. And we'll see if maybe I can sort it out. And I'm back in the garage today. Got everything assembled on the Healey and decided, of course I'm gonna start it for the first time and hopefully take it for a test drive. It'll be great. And the reality is that did not happen. And if you remember back in this video, I said some words and there was probably a few of you that were like, haha, but you're wrong. And that was where I said you could basically not install the distributor wrong. Yeah, I did that. I committed a standard error on assembling engines and cars and the whole thing. And here's how I figured out what I did wrong. And what happened was when I installed the distributor into the side of the engine block, I had marked that the lower point on the distributor cap was my number 1 cylinder, and the timing mark was lined up on the crankshaft. But the problem is I had it lined up on the exhaust stroke. I had even used a small piece of wire to make sure that the piston was at top dead center and my timing mark was correct, but I was on the exhaust stroke because I did not pay attention to which valves were open or the rotation of the engine. So what happened I actually installed the plug wires 180 degrees off. So instead of having the number one plug right here where it should be on the top, it was actually down on the lower one, meaning none of these cylinders were going to get the correct timed spark. They were going to get it at 180 degrees opposite of where they should be. So correcting the location of the plugs on the cap solved my problem, but my first step was to actually remove the valve cover and make sure both valves were closed and the number one piston was coming up. So I removed the spark plugs, put my piston stop back in, which was just a small piece of wire that stuck out, and then rotate the engine by hand using the fan belt to bring it until the piston was coming up. Both valves were closed. I knew I was on the compression stroke, and then reinstall my plug wires, and everything made sense again. It was just that easy. Now's the moment of truth. I'm gonna fire it up. We'll put the clutch in, and we will see if we're able to put it into gear without any grinding. And let's find out. So we're in neutral. I got the clutch out. And clutch in. There's first. There's reverse. Look at that. Hey! Oh, that shift's really nice, actually. And even on this rainy, gross day with almost no exhaust, this car is really fun to drive. So now I have a decent, fun little Austin-Healey to drive around and run errands and do whatever I want with. I failed on my initial goal of showing all of you that you can go out and purchase something like this for a small amount of money, do a little amount of work, and have a great driving car. Instead, it ballooned into this massive engine out project, new brakes, new clutch, all of these things, but none of those were that difficult. Now, if you're brand new to working on cars, I'm not going to say that you should undertake all of that, but a few of these items you certainly could do. And so something like this does still prove the point that there's fun, affordable cars out there, and you should go find them yourself. And if you want to see more of what I'm working on and some of the other fun projects that are going to happen in this garage, be sure to subscribe down below, because we've got fun videos coming out every week, and there's more to do on this, there's more to do on the Model A, there's more to do on the Corvair, and there's a bunch of motorcycles behind me, so you know I've got work to do. But for now, I'm going to call the Austin-Healey done, call it a night, and I'll see you guys next week.